Now all 4 players are ready and waiting backstage and front of house. So too is Rob Walker.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the middle Saturday of the Betfred.com World Snooker Championship. The Crucible is absolutely rocking this afternoon because we have 4 of the greatest players ever to grace the game. Their achievements will live on long after they're retired. The stage is set, they're ready, and so are the players. Please welcome, first of all, the most naturally gifted player ever to grace our game. Written off earlier this season, his German Masters win showed he has absolutely still got the magic. Winner of 23 ranking event titles in all, here after victory over Peter Ebdon, 3 times a champion of the world, blink and you'll miss him, the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan! And his opponent, one of the finest Welsh sportsmen of the modern era, making his 14th appearance in the second round here at the Crucible. Twice he's won the Welsh, the UK and the world title. A player who always stays ice cool on the big stage, the Welsh potting machine, Mark Williams. And here on table number 1, please welcome the most decorated snooker player in history. On the verge of a 19th Crucible quarter-final. It's been a memorable week in this illustrious career, with an 11th 147 last Saturday being the catalyst for the success. He has played the best snooker we've seen from him in years. 7 times a winner here. That's why we call him the King of the Crucible, Stephen HENDRY! And finally, also one of Scotland's finest exports, winner of 24 ranking event titles, his 3 world crowns in the last 5 years have contributed to some of the most memorable moments in Crucible history. The defending world champion, the Wizard of Wishaw, John Higgins!
Well, red button coverage and online for the O'Sullivan-Williams match for now. We could well be joining it live a little later on here on BBC Two, depending on how things go between the 2 Scots. Great atmosphere. John Virgo, Dennis Taylor, they've teamed up for this one. We've seen some great comebacks from Higgins many times, but this is going to have to be miraculous today, guys.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Hazel. Can't believe the scoreline. Stephen HENDRY's won 10 of the last 11 frames. What a performance. John Higgins, I know you commentated on the match, John, just didn't seem with it.
Yes, he had the perfect start to the match. He won the first 2 frames and then Stephen got rolling. And in all honesty, and you know what it's like, Dennis, sometimes the balls just don't run in your favour, and I think that's what happened to John Higgins. And the longer it went on and as frames were slipping away, the more ragged he became.
Sitting at 93%, John Higgins, and well, within the 8 frames. That was down at 83, I think it was. Oh, that's a long way off, so an early chance for John Higgins. Okay, it's the first frame. Players need to settle it again in this session, but he never got anywhere near that long attempt.
A long way away from Stephen. Of course, he's in a comfort zone. John Higgins, it has to be said at the moment, is just playing for pride. I can't think he can have any aspirations to win this match.
One.
Not yet, but pride's a thing that has stood him in good stead over the years. As we saw, that red bounce into the pocket just took the pace out of the cue ball, which is why he's wrong side of the blue.
And it was an amazing stat. No one had realised that these two players had never played each other at the Crucible Theatre. That was quite incredible. And it's 17 wins to Stephen Hendry, 18 wins to John Higgins. And it looks like that score is going to be levelled up. In fact, it's you've got to go back to the 2008 Premier League since Stephen beat John. Chance maybe to bring the black or pink into play here. Little nudge. That's opened certainly the pink up, and the black after one of the reds are removed will also be possible.
There's an example, Dennis. He's played exactly the right shot. Oh, well, he's on this one to the corner. I didn't think he was, but it was those type of situations where he'd play that type of shot and finish up on nothing. Fortunately, he had a red to the left corner. Well, if he's on the black, he's okay. If he's run too far, that's not perfect. Well, he's down pretty quick, so he's on the black. Well, he's not. So this pin's a little bit more difficult.
And that's exactly what you were saying, John. Just fractions. It wasn't on the colour, the black as he intended, and just misses the pink fractionally, but that's all it takes.
One.
Just a little awkward. Should be okay.
7.
You know, it's amazing, John. It's just over a week ago. Stephen was in the hotel. He just arrived back the day before from China, and he said, last year I did all the preparation. He said, I didn't play very well. I thought I'll go to China anyway and see what happens. And sure enough, the next day he's gone out and made a maximum break, and here he is needing one frame against the defending champion. Quite an incredible story, really.
Yes, the thing was, even in his time, and you could call it the wilderness for a prolific winner like Stephen, he just kept saying, well, in practice I'm still playing as well as ever, but when you're not producing it on the match table, everybody begins to doubt it.
Yeah, you don't suddenly forget how to play snooker. Okay, it's a young man's game these days, but when you think back to the great John Spencer and Ray Reardon, they were in their early and mid-40s when they produced their best snooker.
That was a good shot, made the angle, and you got to hit the pot very clean if you're playing at that pace, and that's what he did. Good shots, and still in perfect position.
Well, as Has he spotted a plant as well? Everything goes. One to the right, one to the middle.